Hi, it's me, the autistic Gen X software developer with anxiety and depression, but some call me Tim ASRM Coffee Sip. Crap, I forgot what I was going to talk about. It was a brilliant idea, too. I was like, oh, yeah, I got to talk about that. I don't remember. The camera's been on for 1 minute. And I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh, all right. Well, let's just sit here and see how long it takes me to remember. I was just like, oh, yeah, I should talk about that too. That's a great idea. What? What was I? I don't know. I don't know. It had to be something. Depression, anxiety. The contractors are coming. That's not it. No. I was just like, oh, yeah, it's hard for me to decide. Oh, I remember. Okay. I remembered. I wanted to talk about my medication and what it was like before I was on the meds and what it's like now. When I was a kid, since I was a small child, I was always obsessed with something. There was something going on that just consumed my every waking moment, my every thought. At first it was magic. That was my favorite thing. I would just sit and practice magic tricks and sit with cards and coins. And I would show anybody a magic trick that wanted to see it. And I was constantly reading books and practicing. In school too. One time I had a bunch of $50. I was practicing palming them. We're in a class with tile floor. We're doing silent reading. And all they all fall everywhere. And I just sort of looked up like, sorry. Like, more teacher. What is this kid doing? Then I obsessed about the piano for quite a while. I wanted to be a musician. The magic kind of went away, and I turned on to music. I obsessed about music for quite a long time until my late 20s, I think. When I quit doing that because of carpal tunnel, I have surgery on my wrist and I just can't really play anymore. Not, for 8 hours a day. So then I got into programming and I obsessed about that, like an obscene amount. I mean, I taught myself how to code before I went to college, which was a good idea because it turned out most of the professors had no clue what they were doing. What was interesting is, going off on a tangent here. I went to the community college because I didn't have very good grades. I was a terrible student. I got D's. I never went to school if I didn't have to. I mean, I skipped so many days. I failed so many classes. My senior year, where you're supposed to have like 2 classes and a bunch of electives, I had no electives. All classes I had to take, and I had an after school class that I had to do just so I could graduate, and I barely made it. So not a very good student. So I'm going to the community college, and the university is just down the street. There was a lab where you could go and have tutors help you or whatever. And so I would go there, the computer lab, and do my homework and hang out between classes. Like if I had a 2-hour break between classes, I might go eat lunch in my car, or I might just go sit in the lab and do homework or whatever. Interestingly enough, tutors would send people over to me when they couldn't answer the question. So I couldn't work there. I thought about it, but I was making too much from the GI Bill. I don't know. It wasn't something I could do. It was for people even more poor than me. Well, fine. So they would send, I'm just sitting, if I was in there, they'd be like, go ask Tim. Tim knows. And they would come over and I'd answer their question. Mind you, I've taught myself all of this. I haven't learned a damn thing in school. The interesting part was all the time, computer science majors from the university would come to the community college to get help. And then they would send them to me. And I was just like, what are they teaching you? Like, God, you're like, I could already tell even then that they were going to come out of college with a 4-year degree and be completely useless at their job. Like, it was sad. But long story short, too late. I obsessed over programming for many, many, many years. Then there was a brief stint with Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 3. I beat almost the entire game on expert. There's like 5 songs I couldn't do. I couldn't do the Dragon Force or the really, really hard songs, but I played that way too much. And then I was sure I would never get sucked into anything else. And then I found poker, Texas Hold'em. Oh my God. I went down a deep obsession rabbit hole with that for years. When I was finally ready to become a pro, right? Then that's when the FBI shut down all the online poker in the States. And so that was gone. And I thought I will never, ever have another obsession again. And then one day I accidentally played League of Legends. So then that just took over my life for a few years. And that wasn't good because I have absolutely no patience when it comes to online games like that. When you're trying to do your best and people are screwing around and messing up your game. And they keep you trapped in a game for an hour. And you just get so mad. I mean, I would get so angry. It just, but this obsessions that I would have were very productive. I mean, I just tuned out the world and just went all in and learned every single thing I could about it. And I would have this feeling of like excitement, like I was getting ready to skydive. Like all the time I would wake up at 4 a.m. just so I could do a little more before I had to go to work. And now, it was that same feeling like Christmas Eve as a kid, right? You have that, like, I'm super excited. Oh my God, I had that. And now I don't. Now the medication makes me kind of just, and I don't have those feelings anymore. I don't get excited about things very often at all. I definitely don't get that just sucked into the thing. Christmas morning feeling. I'm going to just never stop this thing. I don't ever get that. And I miss it. I wish there was some way that I could have that part of me back. I don't know if I can, right? I'm on a ton of medication for a reason. It's not because I like it. There's a reason. But yeah, I miss that. Getting obsessed about stuff. I don't think I'll ever be obsessed with anything again. But I mean, for real. I've thought that before, but I can just feel it's gone. And I don't know if it will ever come back. It kind of makes me sad. Anyway, just brightening your day with my misery. Until next time. Peace.